The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
TBS, America's #1 independent television network, presents the following sports exclusive.
You're listening to Basically a Sports Show.
Follow us on Twitter at Basically Sports.
Subscribe to our podcast on iTunes.
And check out every episode of the show at basicallysports.tumblr.com.
Now here's your hosts, Zach,
Greg, Mike.
and this is Andy, and you're listening to Basically a Sports Show.
And here we are.
Hello.
Accounted for.
Hello.
And
Buenos dias.
And the cat has got up and moved. Come on, sit down, pal.
Damn it.
Okay, we almost had it for a second here. There we go. Anyway, so here we are. Night 6 of the Urban Meyer Farewell Tour. Selling out across the country.
Shad Khan said that he's sticking with them.
Yeah, well, we've all heard that.
My ass.
Yeah, that assumes that Urban Meyer is sticking with him.
I've been saying it all along. They need to put Tony Khan in charge of the Jaguars, and we'll have head coach JR.
I mean, you know, the peak of Urban Meyer's career was the AEW cameo, like of his
Right.
NFL career.
Yeah. Maybe he can go to AEW as a manager or something. Like,
No,
no.
I think he needs to. I think fucking off would probably be his best.
His course of action.
Have you guys ever seen a coaching legacy go down the tubes this quickly before?
I laughed when I heard that he was chastising his assistants. Like, I'm a winner. Like, Jesus, like Uncle Rico was supposed to be a parody, for fuck's sake. Don't. Oh God.
Who was the coach? I think they were coach of Louisville or Louisville.
Petrino.
I feel like Petrino had a pretty bad fall from grace.
Yeah, but he wasn't as high up the
No,
ladder.
he had a bad fall from a motorcycle.
Right, yeah.
What with the fucking halo?
No, he had he wrecked a motorcycle, which was bad enough, and then the woman on it with him when he wrecked was not his wife, which it could mean anything, but optics being what they are and all, it's I
mean, people were saying that Urban Meyer was going for the Petrino speed run, right? That he was gonna try to get it done in half the time, but I think, when did Petrino bail? Week 13?
9, I thought. Zach would probably remember. Was it week 9, Zach?
Oh God, I'm gonna look because it was pretty.
You were
quick.
doing the football show when it happened. I remember that.
But I think Urban's outlived Petrino.
Oh, for sure. Because they're what's it, 12, 13 games in now?
Did Nick Saban last the whole season with the Dolphins?
Yeah, he lasted 2 actually.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Playoffs once too. Nick Saban?
He either made the playoffs or just barely missed. I actually remember thinking Nick Saban could have been a good NFL coach if he just stuck with it, but
he just didn't want to do it. Yeah,
9-7 1 year, I think.
But like when you talk about like the typical failures college coaches have in the NFL, like Nick Saban avoided them. Like he wasn't bad. He just didn't want to do it, and Alabama offered him like $400 million or whatever. So
it was after week 13.
Okay,
all right. So
he signed a 5-year, $24 million quarterback ahead of the season. And then not to his fault, but Mike Vick got put into the dogfighting ring scandal, and so he thought he was going to have the Atlanta Falcons with Michael Vick. Instead, he got the Atlanta Falcons with Joey Harrington, Byron Leftwich, and Chris Redman.
Oh boy!
Wow.
It went 3-10. The night before he resigned, he told Arthur Blank that he was promising that he was going to stay, and then quit the very next day.
And then he didn't even tell the team that he was leaving. He left them all like a laminated, like
a 4-sentence laminated note left at the locker of each player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm out of here. Fuck off. Thanks. Something like that.
I mean, that's basically what Jim Kelly did. He just had like a 2-minute
Chip Kelly, you mean the Notre Dame dude?
Yeah, sorry, I misspoke. Brian Kelly. I'm sorry, Brian Kelly. Jim Kelly played for the Bills.
And Chip Kelly coached Oregon.
That's what that bastard Jim Kelly did. Cancer having son of a bitch.
When you said it, I was like, what? Did Jim Kelly do something like bad? No.
Brian Kelly.
Not this particular thing.
Yeah, Brian Kelly basically got everybody together for like a hot minute. Was like, hey, everybody, I'm leaving. If you have any questions, here's my agent's number. I'm taking off.
And then he went to Louisiana and put on a fake Southern accent.
Howdy, y'all.
God.
I'm just so gosh darn happy to be here in Louisiana.
I'm so Southern. I'm eating a bowl of gumbo. Look at me.
I gotta tell you, fellas, as someone who is a direct descendant of hillbillies and Indians from the hills, that was really just don't. People do that shit all the time, and just don't. Okay, if you're not from the South, don't try to talk like you're from the South.
The thing about it was that it didn't even sound like a good
family.
It sounded like something you would do as like a cartoon or an exaggeration of a Southern accent. Like,
you're a Yankee, and they know that down there. You're not fooling anyone. Just show up.
I mean, and you know what? They're not going to give a shit if you're a Yankee if you win football games. Right. So just
Nick Saban. I don't think he doesn't have an accent, right?
No.
Nick
Saban has the same emotionless dead drawl that Bill Belichick has.
But at this point, I would forgive Saban because you live anywhere long enough.
Yeah,
I mean, you
pick up a little bit of something.
You stay in Alabama long enough. I mean, I'm surprised he stayed as intelligent as he has. I figured the air and water of Alabama would slowly decay him, like being in Mississippi or something. But what was the name of the coach for USC and the Raiders? I think they left him.
Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, which one left him at the airport? Basically,
USC left him on the tarmac. Yeah,
find your own way home, motherfucker.
What is it with? USC. Okay, yeah.
And funnily enough, Lane Kiffin has built himself up. Like, if he wasn't Lane fucking Kiffin, he would be the number one head coaching name in all college football right now.
Absolutely.
But like, because he's Lane fucking Kiffin, nothing that he does matters.
Needs to
because he's done a really good job at Ole Miss.
Yeah, grow a mustache and change your name.
Yeah, he needs to fake his death, come back with a beard under a different name, and
Bobby Valentine. Yeah,
Blaine Kifflin. Yeah, just right.
Yeah, you got to screw up pretty good to get them to go. You know what? Fuck off. We're leaving you at the airport, dude. Later.
I mean, that's college. It's a different animal.
Didn't that happen to a Florida Panthers coach once?
That was Gerard Gallant.
Right. They left him at the airport. Right. Yeah.
No, they left him outside of the arena in Carolina.
Oh,
take your own cab to the airport,
where no one would ever find him if they were looking for him.
He's just stuck in the suburban sprawl that is Raleigh till the end of time.
The last place our hockey coach would be Raleigh, North Carolina, I would think.
Well, and that was great too because they did it at the arena. The media photographers were still there. But there's photographic evidence of him putting his own luggage in a.
Yeah, there's like a picture of him like looking sad, standing on the curb.
This is what we've got to look forward to with Urban Meyer. We hope.
Well, no. So I'm of the theory that Urban Meyer is at this point trying to get himself fired.
Not working.
As you know, we basically saw how much he gave a shit after the Jags got shut out, and when he went to shake Vrabel's hand, it was like,
oh, that was hilarious.
Fuck off.
Well, what I'm guessing is happening at this point is that it's a standoff between him and Khan. Basically, Khan is saying, I'm not going to fucking fire you. You're going to go out there and do your damn job. Mm-hmm. And essentially, he's waiting for a breach of contract so that he doesn't have to pay the rest of his deal. Yeah. Whereas Urban Meyer is like, come on, fucking, I'm gonna fucking make this dumpster fire burn 1,000-fold.
Like he wants, because if he's fired, he gets the full payout. But
or something,
You know how many games Urban Meyer lost at Ohio State?
Like
total
6
over the course of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years.
I want to say like 6,
9. He's 2-11.
Yeah.
The idea that I heard today was that they should actually extend him, punish him by making him stay. like
coaching the Jaguars as a punishment.
Yeah, no, like just go to him, like, Congratulations, Urban. You've been promoted to general manager. Also, you're going to stay the coach.
It's funny though. Like, what other coach would do anything with this Jaguars roster though? I think is the other half of this. He is not putting on a great public face, and all the stuff in the bar doesn't help and all that. But like, the team fucking sucks.
Oh, they're terrible.
What do you want with this group? So I think if anything, they're the like you said. I don't think the Jaguars are ever going to not going to fire him early, because I think that they see what everyone else should see, that they're terrible. It's just if he does something that's truly, fireable. Otherwise, but just having a bad football team is not fireable enough.
Well, the dude survived being videotaped in a bar with not underage, but like
grinding up against a 20-year-old. Yeah,
if you can survive that, you're pretty much bulletproof. I would think.
But yeah, like I don't know. The way the idea that I had was that if you punished him by extending him, if you like punished him by saying like, no, we're going to give you more power, like imagine the hell that is. Like if you're a college coach, you're used to getting every 5-star recruit that you want, and now you've got to build. It's like, congratulations, you can build this NFL team the way you want. Like that's like hell.
Well, I think he was pretty open in his press conference yesterday. I thought like more straight faced than I've seen other coaches in the same situation. Basically saying like, I knew this was going to be a build. I didn't think we were going to be this bad. Is essentially what he said. Like he thought that they were at least going to be able to grind out a few wins here and there.
Well, they have technically.
Well, yeah, early in the year, but they've been. Like put even the Texans and the Lions and all that aside, they're the worst team in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like by the end of the season, will the record show it? Maybe I don't know if the other teams have another win in them somewhere, but
I take the Lions over the Jags right now.
Absolutely,
I feel like
put Lions.
Well, see, here's the thing. All right,
the Lions just lose in embarrassing fashion.
Here's the thing. The Jags, right? Urban Meyer is like any other fucking blowhard college coach who thinks the same. I'm the new sheriff in town. Bullshit is going to carry over to college, to the NFL. Like Dan Campbell, for all of his faults, doesn't strike me as that kind of guy. He strikes me over as like, I love you guys, let's go play football kind of a deal. So I don't know, like Dan Campbell, I think like you can tell from everything I've heard, like the Lions locker room loves Dan Campbell.
I was going to say, I think they would run through fire for that guy, whereas I don't think anybody would put Urban Meyer out if he were on it.
So this came out today. This is from Pro Football Network. A reporter from the Pro Football Network talked to a bunch of the Jaguars players anonymously, and they said this is what they said of Urban Meyer. He came in preaching values, family, and team. It's been anything but since the start of training camp.
Family, values, and team. Is that when he was grinding up against a 20-year-old? Okay.
He's a phony and a hypocrite. We know who he is. So a source said he could get fired this week if they lose to a terrible Houston team. I don't see him surviving.
If they lose to Houston, sure.
If they lose to Houston, or as Admiral said, make a church Rasputin, then yes.
Yeah. I would have to take the Texans in that game, right?
Is that going to be on the pick'em, Andy? Is that going to be?
It is. Yeah.
I'm hoping I get it. I want it.
Evil son of a bitch.
Well, there's a pretty good spread of match. There's 5 games, so you may not get it. So one of those games I've got on this list will not be used.
I'm calling my shot right now. I want Houston Jacksonville.
As it stands right now, the game being in Jacksonville, the Jags are a 3-point favorite.
That doesn't matter.
That's a home field advantage thing. So that's basically a pick 'em. Over under is 40.
So by the way, Mike has lost 2 straight.
I know.
And Zach is right there. So.
Fuck you, Bengals. You God.
Breathing down your neck, Mike.
God. Okay. Bengals And the fucking Tiger, it was not a good weekend for Tiger-based football teams. Mike wanted to win games.
Well, can we talk about the team that beat the Bengals, the 49ers, for just a second?
Sure.
Because that team was garbage at the start of the year. And all of a sudden, they're in the Rams' rearview mirror. Like, if the Rams lose the game tonight, there'll be only a game up on the Niners with 4 to play, which I don't like. And the Rams play the Niners in the last game of the season. So a team that, like, yes, Kill came back, but, like, they were pretty dysfunctional at the start of the year. They didn't know what they were doing at quarterback. The defense wasn't good. And then they played the Rams, and they were on that Monday night game, put, everything they could into that, and now they went on a run to be 7-6. I don't know what the hell got in that football team, but they were garbage.
I want to swing back to Urban Meyer, by the way, because someone pulled up something that he said before the NFL season started, and this is the dumbest word salad I've ever seen. Quote, talking about grown men, you're talking about this is a business and you have a job to do. And I've always looked at the college environment as an opportunity to, not that we're not going to do it in the NFL, but you're dealing with 17, 18, 19-year-olds that are just leaving home for the first time, and you're dealing in an academic environment. So just a much different environment. However, between the white lines, I don't see a lot of difference. I've studied the NFL game now for really years, but I've really studied it for the first time in my life over the last 6 months.
Okay.
No, it doesn't mean
how's that
shit.
working out for you, dude?
So college and the NFL aren't that different, and I only really started watching the NFL in deep for 6 months. Is that
Yes.
Is that what that means?
Yes.
In the NFL, you don't get a 5-star player at every position like you do at say Ohio State or Florida.
The X's and O's of football of the NFL, I should say, are a completely. And I say this as a person who is not well versed on a lot of the like granular playbook type stuff in football. Like, it is totally different beast. Like, college football is more of waves of trends, whereas the NFL is sort of like every 15 minutes we have to change this or else we're going to lose. And you
see that over the course of a season with how some of these teams have gone up and down, whether it's the Niners, like we said, or the Chiefs, or even the Bills now. It's
all about your availability of personnel and like for example, the shitty Bears, who I'm sorry everyone had to watch the second half of that game last night. If you did,
I hung on to the very end.
It's the hope that kills you, Andy.
Right. The first half was just an illusion brought on by dehydration or something. But the thing is with the Bears coach, for example, he is not a college coach, but he's a slave to his own scheme, and he will not. He refuses to change what he wants to do. His system is the one that he relies on. Whereas I imagine on teams that actually win, you have to go by the situation. Now, usually NFL teams script the first 20, 25 plays or first drive. But after that, it's kind of like, let's see where we're at. But if you're fucking losing, you don't throw slants, you don't throw hitch routes and short shit into the flat. You got to push the ball downfield, like Justin Herbert did the other day, throwing like a 70-yard fucking missile downfield. The Bears, meanwhile, it's just sad. I wish they would just self-immolate and let us all move on from their existence.
Well, I mean, you bring up a good point though about the coaching thing. I mean, look at Bill Belichick and what he did to the Bills. Was it last week?
Mm-hmm.
Now,
3 passes or something, right?
3 passes the entire game because he saw the way for his team to win was to run the ball down their throats, and that's exactly what he did, and they won. I don't know that Nagy, I don't know that most coaches would be that willing to go that far off their script just to win a football game. But that's why Belichick's got like 6 Super Bowls with the Patriots, and like 5 more as an assistant. So,
but doesn't that say more too about how the Patriots are handling Mac Jones? Like Mac Jones, even like they're restricting his media availability. Like, did you read about Peyton Manning tried to get an interview with him? And Mac Jones, Mac. What do you remember what the details were, Zach? I can't really recall.
Peyton wasn't allowed to talk to him.
Oh, okay, I thought there was something like it was a PR person that deflected him or something like that.
No, as far as I know, they just weren't letting him talk to to the broadcast crew that week, and I think that might be something that they're doing every week, because Mac Jones does talk to the media. Like I've seen press conferences, even during the week, but I don't know why they weren't going to let him do it for Monday night. But I mean, I think that was, but that was also a specific situation of the wind and the snow and everything else.
But still,
and that was Bill Belichick taking something to an extreme when he probably didn't need to.
Yeah, but it worked, and that's what I'm saying. Though I mean, I don't see that. I don't see Nagy doing that. I don't see a lot of NFL. I think they come in and they shrink the playbook down to a certain degree, but I don't know that they just go, "Fuck it, we're not going to throw the ball." Ever.
Well, the Bills tried the opposite for the first half yesterday, where they decided that they weren't going to run the ball at all, and they didn't do one handoff to a running back in the first half.
I don't blame them. Their running backs are not very good.
Yeah,
they've got what's his name? They've got Devin Singletary, and I forget the other one, Matt something. I don't know what the hell's his name.
What does he play? Does he play for the St. Louis Cardinals? Matt something?
He might as well at this point, but no, they. I don't know what to make of the Bills. I mean, early on, I was like, well, they're the Bills again. And then all of a sudden, you're like, oh, maybe not. So I don't – the whole NFL is just a mess. I mean, pick the team that's going to win the Super Bowl.
The Bills
the Packers
are one of 5 teams in the AFC with a 7-6 record. And then right behind them, there's another 1, 2, 3 – well, 2 teams that are 6-7 and the Steelers at 6-6-1. And they're all fighting for the last 2 playoff spots in the AFC.
Yeah, that AFC North is wild, man. That's
horrible. Yeah. That's what you get when you have 4 bad teams that are I shouldn't say bad teams, but 4 bad good teams or good bad teams. I forget which designation we give them.
I would say middling. They're like 4 middling.
They're good bad teams, all 4 of them. Like they can beat anybody, but they can also lose to anybody. You take any one of those 4 teams any given week and go, okay, that's a guaranteed win. I don't see one on any of their schedules out of the 4 of them where you go, yep, that's definitely a win. I just don't see it.
Here's everybody else in the AFC has been eliminated, the Jets, Texans, and Jaguars. So for the final 2 spots, you have these are the 7-6 teams: the Colts, Bills, Browns, Bengals, Broncos, and then 6-1 Steelers. And then Raiders, Dolphins, both at 6-7.
Hey, what a mess! Right. But I mean, the NFL's going to love it, though.
Well, yeah, but on the other hand, when you get to the first round, and the Broncos somehow make the playoffs and have to play the Titans, like that's not going to be good for anybody.
Well, yeah, but then all this
Saturday morning game right there.
I said, what all it's going to happen is they're going to expand the playoff field even more to where there's only like 4 teams that don't make the playoffs.
No, because like here's the other problem: you look at the NFC, and you're going to have a sub 500 team make the playoffs over there. Whether it's because the Niners are in the 6 spot at 7-6, and then for the final spot you have Washington, Minnesota, Philly, Atlanta, New Orleans are all 6-7.
Atlanta's still in the running?
Yes, not to mention Carolina and Seattle at 5-8.
You'd think the Falcons and Saints will find their way eventually down, but it baffles me. I was watching just highlights the other day, and I briefly saw the Falcons game, and I was like, wow, Matt Ryan is still in the league, and the Falcons are still a franchise. Nope, we lost Mike.
Lost Mike, looks like.
Like it just blows my mind sometimes. That like the Falcons, I've forgotten them. They've been so relegated into just being one of those shitball teams that just kind of exists in the football ether, but makes no difference.
They're a stuff team. We used to call them stuff teams.
Okay,
they're stuff. Yeah.
Well, and here's the Falcons are technically tied for the last playoff spot. These are their wins this season: Giants, Jets, Dolphins, Saints, Jaguars, Panthers.
Ooh, that's a murderer's row right there.
And here's the lineup for the end of the season for them. They're at the 49ers next week, but also Lions, Bills, Saints.
They could go.
That stupid team might make the playoffs.
Right. Well, this sounds very much like the Bears of last year, to where they're just a bum slayer squad with a lucky schedule.
Yeah.
That that this diarrhea is their way into the playoffs and get soundly beaten. There's Mike. Welcome back.
Sorry about that. Had a slight internet hiccup.
It's all right. The Falcons are still the unfortunate subject of conversation. Yeah, pretty much. I just wanted to say also that the Lions have a very satisfying record right now. 1-11-1. How nice is that?
They should just stop.
It's perfect. Yeah.
Just call it here,
Well, and then again, to show how bad the NFC playoff picture has been, at least in the final spot, the Lions did not get eliminated from playoff contention until this week.
Yeah, that's worse than when the Bucks were in it for all those weeks years ago when we were doing the football show and Mike would make fun of us every week. It's like the Bucks are still in it, and this is
they were 3-11, but they're still hanging around. Yeah,
this is what, week 14.
Yep.
And a one-win team finally got eliminated yesterday. That's crazy. I don't know who the favorites are right now. So you probably got to look at Tampa.
Vegas has Tampa with the highest odds of winning it, but they're only at 20%. So
I'd say Tampa, Green Bay, for sure. The Cardinals have been the best team record-wise for the most part. That includes winning when Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins were out, which is fairly impressive, honestly, as much as I don't want to compliment that team, tonight. And then New England is technically the best team in the AFC right now, but are they better than the Titans and the Chiefs? I don't know. I
think the Chiefs have found what was wrong and fixed it, and they're
sleeping
back.
giant. Yeah, though I think they're probably the favorite to come out of the AFC right now. Records aside.
I mean, the Patriots are undefeated on the road, which is super weird. 6-0.
It's crazy.
Cardinals, no respect for the Cardinals, huh?
They have to prove it.
Okay,
they really do. And the Cardinals have, the one big game that they played this year was they beat the Rams in LA. That's a big win. But then they went on that run where they beat the now surging Niners a couple times, and they lost to the Packers on that Thursday night game. So, again, when it comes to the big teams they've beaten, the big teams they've beaten are the Rams at home, and the Rams have yet to beat a team with a winning record this season. Or no, that's not true. They beat one team with a winning record. But they haven't proven themselves on a higher level yet, and we'll see how that goes, I guess, because really the rest of the way it's Rams, Lions, Colts, Cowboys, Seahawks.
It's not an easy road to hoe there.
That's not an easy road, but if they can get through that, then maybe we have a better idea of, especially since they'll be at Dallas and they host the Colts, so that's not so tough.
Yeah.
But if they beat the Rams again tonight, and then they can win in Dallas later, then maybe you can consider them a team to really be reckoned with, especially if they don't have to go on the road.
Well, I mean, the thing with the Cardinals is just they're mostly a young team. They've got an inexperienced head coach, so they've been playing great football. But Zach's right; they need to prove it. Like teams like Green Bay or Tampa, Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, these are proven commodities. But Kyler Murray at this point in his career at least isn't. So
yeah,
it's kind of hard to say until they actually go into the playoffs and win something.
They have 10 wins, but looking at them, I could poke a hole in every single one of those 10 wins and downgrade it somewhat. So it's not like they have something that's like, okay, well, yeah, that's a good win. I think the only one that you'd be like, yeah, that's a good win is the win at LA. Because otherwise it's the Titans, the Vikings by a point, the Jaguars, Rams, 49ers, Browns, Texans, 49ers, Seahawks, Bears.
Wasn't that Vikings game too the one where the Vikings basically tripped all over themselves and should have won and didn't?
Missed an extra point, missed the game-winning field goal. Yeah.
They Vikinged hard, basically.
Yeah. And that was early in the year when the Vikings.
I'm trying to remember what they did last year. I know they weren't a playoff team.
No, they have 500. They're just 8-8.
So I'm wondering if they're just the team that racks up a lot of wins, benefiting from an easy schedule team this year. Not that they're not good, because I think they are.
I think
can be really trouble.
I think they, they're racking up wins against an easy schedule, but at the end of the day, that still gets you in. And
yeah,
I think what matters is
the easiest of schedules. Like they're winning games.
Once you get in, though, that's a different thing altogether, and we'll see what they can do.
Well, do you guys want to do your picks now?
Yeah, let's do them now. Since we're right smack dab in the middle of the NFL here.
Okay, so Greg, do you want to go first or last?
Well, Mike said he wanted the Houston Jacksonville game, so give it to him.
No. I want to come by. I want to come by it honestly. I want to add some drama to this.
I've been terrible all along, so I'll use my my last place position here to take the first pick in the draft.
Okay, 1 through 5.
I'm going to go with 5.
You are picking the Packers at the Ravens.
That figures. I'll take the Pack.
Okay.
Been wrong about everything else. Might as well keep the streak alive.
All right, somebody pick 1 through 4 for me, please.
You're getting 3.
Fuck. Texans at Jaguars. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Texans. Just let Team Chaos win. Just fuck it. Looks like Zach will be back shortly. Let's see. We have 3 picks left.
The Texans do have Bill Burr starting at quarterback. I don't know if you guys saw the picture, but
yes,
there's that.
Mike, go ahead and make your pick, or go ahead and pick for Zach here, I guess, 1 through 3.
Zach's going to get 2.
Okay, he'll have to pick Bengals at Broncos. All right, you have...
That's a weird game.
1 or 2.
Go. Yeah.
I'll take 1.
Okay, the Washington 32s at the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's almost as bad as Houston, Jacksonville, Mike.
Ooh. I'm going to go Eagles.
Okay. All right. Well, there's a lot riding on this week between you and Zach, especially. It's a close thing, and I guess if I get a Texans victory, I'm right in there too. But it's a close thing.
I can't believe how bad I've been at this year. I'm usually pretty good at picking games. I usually run in the top 10 on that stupid pick thread we used to do on the board. Or they still do it. I just quit doing it, but on the boards.
Well, what about is your fantasy hockey team doing very well though?
Mine?
Yeah,
best record in the league.
Okay, so that's
not anymore.
What do you mean?
Wait a minute. How are you? I thought I was 6 and what the hell happened?
My team's better than yours. That's what happened.
No, I could have sworn I could have sworn yesterday when I was logged in that I had 1 more win than you.
Let's take a look while we're here. I have to open my browser real quick. Hold on 1 second, and we will see. Yeah, I don't. You know, the funny thing about my team is, and I didn't notice this until about 3 weeks ago. They've been pulling off a lot of wins on the last day of the week. Like I'll look at the score Saturday night, the next day I get up and go, "Oh, look at that!" And then all of a sudden. Like yesterday, and nobody cares about my fantasy sports teams, and I get it, but I've got to tell the story. I'm tied. I think was I playing last week? It doesn't matter. Fuck it. But I'm tied, and I look at the scoreboard, and all I need is a one in the plus minus category, and I win the game. I've got 4 guys on the ice. Okay, so what happens? I get a +1 and a +2. I go, oh, there you go. That's it. I'm going to take it with I'm going to win it in the plus minus category. And then what happens? 2 other guys that I play get a -1 and a -2 for a fucking complete total wash, and I still ended up tied. But let me see this. I'm 6-2-1. Mike, what's your record?
5. Let's see, 5-2-2.
Yeah, I've got I believe I have the best record in the league at 6-2-1, and you're right behind me at 5-2-2. And then the bullshit Anaheim Mighty Ducks, really original identity there, are behind us and tied with Winnipeg and blah, 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 right on down the line. So, yeah. I don't know how I'm doing it, but my team's I don't know how the fuck it happened. I don't understand it, but there you go.
But, yeah, are we going to talk about the USFL?
Oh, shit. We probably shouldn't we? Yeah, we should probably wait for Zach to get back for that.
Yeah. In the interim, we can get the Bruce Boudreau briefly venturing into the NHL. He's taken over as the Vancouver Canucks head coach, and he's undefeated. He's 4-0. But there was a really interesting bit from his first press conference as head coach that I would like to share with everyone, so we can all enjoy that. Very short.
Okay.
So let me just get this set up here. Screen. Okay. There we go. It's ready for throwing up on the. All right. Here's Bruce Boudreau's final comment from his first press conference as coach. Yeah, getting old is hard, man. He just kind of dropped a casual F-bomb of oh fuck, standing up.
I didn't hear it.
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, I didn't hear the sound. No, try it again.
Okay. All right, let me. I need to probably redo the share here. So let me try this again. Screen 2. I don't want to mute the website. Okay. Okay, let's try this. All right, can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
You gotta click share sound on here too, I think, Andy, on the share thing.
I tried. I don't know. It's not working. Anyway. Yeah. Basically, when he's standing up from his chair, he lets out a like, fuck, small grunt. But anyway, that's Bruce Boudreau. He's welcome back to the NHL. So yeah, I as far as the NFL goes, it's very difficult for me. Like last night, it's nice to be able to have you guys to talk with a little bit. We just shoot messages back and forth because I cannot just sit and watch the game anymore because it's the Bears and they're terrible. Like I can't stomach it. Like, do you guys just still sit down and throw your feet back and watch football still? Like, does that?
Well, that's why I have the Packers, because they're I think I refer to them as a mistress or maybe like a really high priced call girl compared to the Browns. But I think with the Browns yesterday, I was watching the game and they were up 24-3, 24-6 or something. My girlfriend goes, "How are the Browns?" And I said, "Well, they've got a big lead, but they're going to blow it." And this was like in the first or second quarter, and that's exactly what happened. So to your point, it's difficult, not as bad as it is with the Bears, because I think the Bears are on the right path, but they're a year or two away yet. The Browns are supposed to be there, and it's still just an absolute disaster every week. You don't know what you're going to get. But yeah, I still watch, but that's what the Packers are for, so I can get a little bit of cheap joy out of the league.
I don't know. I feel like I used to in my teens and early 20s, I used to watch like football all day, and now that's not really the case. I usually watch. Yeah,
that's my game plan nowadays. Like same thing, Mike. I mean, Greg, when we first started the football show, I loved doing the football show because what did I do all day Saturday and all day Sunday?
Right.
I watched college football I would because college football starts earlier than the NFL does. So I would wake up, be in bed, watch like the first half of the 9 a.m. game. Then I get up, go downstairs, make breakfast, watch the rest of it. Then watch the noon game, then watch the afternoon game, then watch the night game, and then watch every NFL game I could, and watch Monday night.
Well, when we first started that show, we were knee deep in it, both of us. We would be talking about like BYU playing fucking Wyoming.
Yeah. And then yesterday, it's like, okay, the Rams don't play until Monday night. I can spend my Sunday doing more, going getting some groceries done,
Like yesterday, like in this situation that was yesterday where my team was in the afternoon game. If this had happened 10 years ago, like I would have found a game. I would have found an early game I was really into. I would have watched that. Then I would have watched my team play in the afternoon game, and then I would have switched over to the Sunday night game. But here I was like, but yesterday I was like, Bucks aren't playing till 4. I don't have to watch. I don't have to tune in until then. And then I only watched the Sunday night game because the Packers and the Bucks have a tied record, so I was kind of hoping for a fluke Bears win to knock the to knock the Packers down a rung. Sure. But if that hadn't happened, if there wasn't like a record race or whatever on the line, I don't think I would have watched the Sunday night game.
Yeah, the last like 3 weeks have been pretty shitty overall slates of games, right?
Yeah.
And that's been great because, like, you know, I'm sure we all get in trouble with, like, if we just want to sit down and watch football all day. That's not good for anybody.
No.
Like, well, at least anybody that's not us. You know, significant others or roommates or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, no, let's go do some stuff today. Like, do I really want to watch the Bengals and the Texans? No, we can.
No, I mean, as somebody who works in an office too, like all I do is sit at a computer all day. You know, I don't want to come home. I don't want to spend part of my weekend just sitting down watching football, especially multiple games across many hours. Like that's
also
some people
like,
can do that. Some people can't. I can't.
I don't know. Like I feel like, again, going back to my teens and early 20s, I feel like I enjoyed the pregame shows, like NFL Countdown, or, you know, the pregame shows on Fox.
Part of it,
much more. Like you know, Fox. I thought, you know, back in the day, Fox had like a really fun pregame show. ESPN took itself a bit more seriously, but like you still had fun personalities on it that made it an interesting watch. But like today, the few times I check out the pregame shows today, even on Fox, which used to be the fun one, like everything, like, I don't know, like it's, I guess it's becoming old or whatever, where I'm like, I don't know who these people are and I don't care. Like, where's Chris Berman, right? Like, like I just, it just it makes it hard to really get into it like I used to, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I feel. Sorry, I say, like, I feel like everybody kind of has one or several periods of time in their lives where they have that with whether a certain sport. I feel like football is a very common one because it's so engrossing. There's fantasy and everybody's all swept up into it. And you can, with things like Red Zone too, you can just be awash in the NFL pretty much every day of the week. But at some point, it's just like anything else where you just burn out. It's like, how much can I watch?
Well, like we've talked
about
it before, and I don't mean to repeat myself, but, you know, it is relevant to this discussion where it's like, you know, again, back in the day when I was younger, used to be, you know, oh, I'm really excited, football is starting, and it's like, all right, you know, Sunday and Monday, let's go. But now the NFL doesn't give you a chance to miss it, because as soon as the season's over, you know, there's like 24/7 off-season coverage, and then once the season gets going, it's like it starts on Thursday, but like the week ends on Monday, so you really only have like 2 days between the end of the week and the start of the week, and it just gets too much. Like it was really easy to be super excited for the NFL when you had a chance to miss it, and then when it came back, it was just like this weekend thing. But now it's just, there's a game on Thursday, and then there's a few weekdays where there's no games, and then it's just dumb.
And you've got a network devoted entirely to the National Football League now.
And Kurt Warner's got a Jesus movie, and it's just
right.
I didn't realize that was getting a theatrical release too.
Oh
yeah.
Who was the actor I saw? And that was it Dennis Quaid? I think is in there.
Dennis Quaid is Dick Vermeil. Yeah.
And then
I'll watch it. It's a football movie. I'll watch it. It's going to be terrible, but who knows?
And then I saw Kurt Warner on the NFL Network, and his face looks like it's crumbling.
They're trying to make him look more like Zach Levi.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I guess, but then I actually heard a great idea, which was that if you want to do like an underdog story, there should be a Tom Brady movie, and you could get the guy who played Palpatine to play Belichick.
Well, speaking of which, this is totally off subject. Oh, first of all, Zach, I need your pick between Bengals at Broncos.
Oh my.
Right.
Bengals.
Okay. Thank you.
Who are they playing? The Broncos in Denver?
In Denver, yeah.
I think I take the Broncos in that.
I don't trust the Broncos.
I don't trust either one of those teams.
But
that's probably our AFC Championship matchup right there.
Probably. So I don't know. We talked about this briefly. At least Greg and I did in our group text. For a hot minute, the departed Nancy Reagan was trending.
Oh my God!
Oh, what, the throat goat?
The throat.
Yes, she was.
The throatus floatus, if you will.
That was the best.
Oh, amazing! But she was trending because of I guess Ben something I can't remember.
Ben Shapiro's sister.
His sister basically tried to slut shame Madonna because Madonna, I guess, put some racy photos on her Instagram, one of which had her nipple out.
57, 67, something like
63.
that.
63. Yes.
63. Now, so I mean the goat throw or whatever aside, which is objectively hilarious, no matter how you look at it. And just if you want to find out why we're even saying this, just Google Nancy Reagan. I'm sure it'll come up at a bunch of different places.
Well, that's Twitter. Look up Nancy Reagan, and you're going to have a great time. You're going to enjoy it.
Yeah,
even
First
if you're
Lady
Republican,
indeed.
you're still going to like it. It's funnier than shit. Sorry,
it is great. It is great. It's good stuff.
Good for her. You know, she had a real talent. Well, let's leave it at that.
Hey, you know, she earned her way.
And she
something
may have
like
abused it, but she certainly had a talent.
Mm-hmm. But Madonna, I hadn't, I don't care about Madonna particularly. I never really liked much of her music, and she's an icon. She's a musical and cultural icon. So I checked, I kind of searched around to say like, oh, what's Madonna up to these days? And I did not recognize her. Yeah. She looks completely different. I don't know if she had
quite a bit.
Did she get Botox out? Like what? Her face isn't the same.
It's funny. I was just talking with some friends about this Wednesday night, and I don't understand these women men too. I mean, like if you're a celebrity, it's like you go out. I get it. You don't want to get old. You don't want to be perceived as old and all that. But for fuck's sake, I mean, when you get to the point, I think I saw Meg Ryan on TV and I didn't even know it was her. She had done so much work to her face and all that. But yeah, Madonna's had a lot done and it doesn't look good. And I don't know who is telling her this is a good idea, but they need to stop it. It's bad.
Yeah, it's just very odd because I feel like Madonna's always had a pretty distinctive look. And now she's like got very long, straight blonde hair and her face looks like a triangle. Like there's it doesn't look like her anymore. So I don't know.
Just, what was it? What was it? The Shapiro's sister was like, you can be this or you can be.
Well, so she posted a picture of Madonna from her Instagram, and then a picture of like Nancy Reagan at some family gathering.
Oh, it was Nancy. I didn't see the Nancy Reagan picture. I just thought it was just some young.
No, it was Nancy Reagan, and Ben Shapiro's sister was like, you can be like 63 and trashy, or like 64 and dignified, or something. Which would you like be your best self, or whatever?
Wow.
And then
there's a really vulgar line I would love to react to that with, but I'm not going.
And then then people pulled up, clip, bits from the Nancy Reagan biography where apparently she just gave the best blowjobs in Hollywood.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a way to say what I want to say without being just like completely X-rated, and I can't come up with it yet. But if I do, I'll get there. Believe me.
Wow.
I should just say it because everybody wants to know now, probably. But I'm not comfortable talking like that.
Just to summarize, and we don't need to dwell on this, but I mean it is funny. So I guess Nancy Reagan, esteemed first lady and AIDS denier, she back in the olden days of the golden Hollywood era was very
I have a quote here.
She was known as Just Say Yes Nancy or something.
Yeah. The book alleges that she was renowned in Hollywood for performing oral sex. Furthermore, she was reported to perform oral sex, quote, not only in the evening, but in offices. That was one of the reasons she was very popular on the MGM lot.
I'd imagine so.
Like in Hollywood. She was renowned in Hollywood.
Right.
Well, yeah.
It's not like there's a lack of that going on out there or anything.
Yeah.
How dignified can you be when you are in the middle of that act? I guess would be the best way I can put it. I mean, I really, but my thing was this with the whole thing. It's like, why do I have to choose? Why can't one? I mean, why can't it be both? I mean, look, if Nancy Reagan was
one is trashy and one is classy, and of course, classy being the whitest photo you've ever seen.
That's what I mean.
You mean the yacht club picnic photo? Like,
yeah, I mean, if that's what you want to do, if that's your gig, fine. And if you want to be Madonna, I'm cool with that too. And honestly, if I like it, even at my age today, who am I picking to hang out with, Madonna or a Nancy Reagan lookalike? That's from the fucking Brady Bunch movie.
I don't know. It seems like you'd want to hang out with Nancy Reagan from like the Hollywood golden years. That seems like
yeah. Well, I'm sure Madonna knows her way around pretty well too. So I'm not really. I think I'm going to be okay either way. I don't like the either orness of it. It's like, look, man. You can be both, and I'm happy for you either way. You do you, and fuck off and leave me alone. That's all I'm asking of anybody, really.
Well, that's your philosophy for everything, Greg. Is fuck off and leave me alone. Like that's just
I know
that's all of it. But I mean, with Nancy Reagan or whatever, like be whoever you want to be. But the thing is, though, with Madonna, at least it's an artistic expression, whereas with Nancy Reagan's picture, it is a staged, completely like sterile, non-realistic version of this person. And
you can find a staged family photo of Madonna's family too. Like,
that's what I mean. This whole thing with Madonna's a slut, Nancy Reagan's a fucking angel. It's like, you know what? Sounds to me like Nancy Reagan gave better blowjobs than Madonna does.
And their whole their whole people
I can't
live
confirm
full
or
lives.
deny that. I don't want to denigrate anyone's ability here.
Yeah, and it's not a matter of like, saying one is better than the other or one is classy or trashy at all. It's more of just like these are individuals who each they have whole lives. Like there's plenty of Madonna's life, I'm sure, that is classy and dignified and nuanced, and there's plenty of Nancy Reagan's life.
She tried to use a British accent for years.
Yeah, which was hilarious. I got to admit,
she was pretty good in A League of Their Own. All right, she was fine in that. She was not so much in Dick Tracy. Dick Tracy was on the whole.
I keep
Die Another Day. Her greatest performance.
Susan, her first movie role, she was really great.
I keep meaning to see Dick Tracy.
I tried to watch it once. It was horrible.
My
whole thing though is like, look, I don't define classy, I guess would be my next question. I mean, what's classy to you may not be classy. I mean, look, to me, I'm as comfortable hanging out with a bunch of like leather clad bikers as I am going to some I don't know what. But
this is very much a consider the source thing of where this whole tweet came from, right?
Yeah,
like. Once you started to talk about it in the text thread the other day, Andy, and I was like, wait, where is this? And you said, oh, Ben Shapiro's sister. And I said,
right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
That's immediately when I turn my brain off and not care.
Ben Shapiro's sister, who Ben Shapiro, by the way, has all but admitted he used to steal her underwear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, man, he's doing him. That's fine.
Yeah, there you go. Ben Shapiro's a fucking peen. So was his sister.
I mean, that's the different conversation arc completely. So let's USFL. We gotta.
Yeah, that's
I keep forgetting we were going to talk about
hard left turn from Nancy Reagan as the throat goat to some.
I bet we can tie it together somehow. I
don't want to forget doing this because we missed it. We were going to do it before. So anyway, let me bring it up here on the mothership. Go ahead and
and don't forget.
While you're pulling that up, apparently there was a controversy in the Cowboys Washington game.
Oh, the Cowboys brought their own benches.
The Cowboys brought their own heated benches to FedEx Field because it was going to be super cold, and people were giving them shit about that.
Well, yeah, what I've heard about that place when I was reading the stories about the benches is that there was like human feces. Like, I mean, let's just I can say it. There was just shit flowing everywhere. I can say that on the show. So you know what? If I don't blame Jerry Jones for going, you know what? Let's bring our own benches because theirs probably won't fucking work anyway. Screw Dan Snyder. Isn't there some sort of a for the love of God, how do I make this stop? Isn't there some sort of like for the best of the league rule they can invoke or something to get rid of this guy? I mean, come on, or the good of the league? I always say on the boards, we need to have just for a good of the boards rule where we can just ban somebody because it's for the good of the boards. But I'm sorry, I lost track. I'm getting all these fucking text messages out of nowhere here. And anyway, so here's the USFL. Is it up? I have it on the screen.
You're a popular guy, Greg. You gotta handle your business here.
It's I'm getting all these videos from a Genesis concert I went to last week, and one of my friends is like, "Here's all the videos all at once." I'm like, okay, you could have picked like a better time for this, but all right, thank you.
Well, I'm trying to find. Yeah, I'm trying to find if you find have a page where it's like new versus old.
Oh yeah. Hang on. No, if you scroll down, here I'm just gonna post the link in the chat for new versus old.
I got it. Here we go. Yeah. Okay, so this is a little bit of it's. We can look at the mothership for the more updated ones, but
first I've got to say that it's clear to me that they stole every single one of these from Tom O'Grady. So there's that.
Yeah. I mean, they basically just ripped him off. I hope he's pursuing legal action.
You know, he created the circle. He created the G.
Yeah, Tom O'Grady created the concept of a parallelogram with a cat inside.
5-point star. That's Tom O'Grady. Circles of roundels. Come on.
So let's go ahead and start with Birmingham here. Birmingham, the lifeboat football city of America, where if you have a new league, they will get a team.
God bless.
You got to put one in Birmingham.
God bless Birmingham.
I'm just thinking about this. Has there ever been an alternate league since the NFL started that, other than the AFL, that has not had a team in Birmingham?
Oh yeah. No, the XFL 2.0 didn't have a team in Birmingham.
Okay, because there was the Birmingham. What were they? The Americans, I think, in the WFL.
Yeah.
The Birmingham Stallions in the
USFL.
The Birmingham Iron, were they in the in our beloved AAW or
AAF? Yeah, and there was the Birmingham Blast in the first XFL, but the second XFL did not have a Birmingham team.
Oh, Dennis, absolutely. Throat goat Nancy Reagan's got to be GTOV.
Yeah, good point.
If you're listening, add that to the list, please.
I would like to prematurely call the throat goat Nancy Reagan, if that's all right.
All right.
So
I'm going to take somebody make a note of this. So I'm going to take Birmingham as the always the bridesmaid. I'll figure out a way to word it, but
okay.
Here's a list, by the way. The Birmingham Americans / Vulcans.
Oh, that's right.
The Birmingham Stallions, Birmingham Fire, Birmingham Barracudas, Birmingham Thunderbolts, Birmingham Iron.
Wow. Oh, yeah,
a lot of stuff.
Football teams.
There's some poor bastard that's got quite the collection of Birmingham football gear down there somewhere.
Well,
Birmingham Outlaws also exist in the X League indoor football.
Okay, I don't even know what that is. Is that even real? They probably just made that up.
No, it's a real thing.
No,
and Outlaws spelled with a Z, of course.
All right. Well, anyway, let's go to the new Birmingham Stallions 2.0 here.
It's actually, I think this is probably the one that's the biggest departure from the classic logo.
Yeah. I agree.
Well, I mean, go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
I was gonna say, like the old logo looks like something you'd see at a country.
The
logo's kind of underwhelming. Just looks like a generic horse team.
It kind of looks like a restaurant, a sign at a restaurant at a racetrack.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on. I got to see if I can turn this.
Let's take a minute here for Mike for Greg to fix his phone issues here.
I will mute myself.
Switch on the side, Greg.
Genesis. Yeah. So anyway, bing,
bing. There's a little the little notch on the side that you just knock down, and that puts it on vibrate.
It's his computer too. Because I think he has it on his.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Gary says the old Birmingham Stallions logo looks like Old Town Buffet, which I can see that.
Well, so
like you said, Mike, it's like it's like the logo for a ranch.
Yeah.
Come on down,
the old one. So the new one, I mean, it's a stylized horse. I mean, it does its job. It's inoffensive. That way.
I feel like that should be like the team's new slogan. It's a stylized horse, Birmingham Stallions.
We're a stylized horse.
Did you get it figured out, Greg?
I'm going to text her back now and go stop until I'm off the air.
Okay,
you guys go ahead.
So it is a little bit. It's inoffensive. I will say that it's not like look, this thing does not have enough character to where I want to pick apart the nuances of it. It's just kind of like, yep, that's a horse. That's a graphically designed horse.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's not These aren't grandiose creations, are they?
No,
I
don't
don't think so. I don't know where. I'm sure it's in this article somewhere of who actually did the designs. So, yeah, go ahead.
No, just go ahead.
No, say Houston Gamblers next.
They changed nothing.
Right? They got away from the Kubrick font mercifully, and they now have a little bit of their own.
One of Greg's controversial helmet draft picks.
Yeah, I won that helmet draft with that.
Yeah, I mean, I really like the football-y H. It's not bad.
That's cool. I think I've seen that before.
Sorry.
I just turned it off. Hold on.
The fifth host tonight is Greg's iPhone. I still don't like this logo very much. This thing, it looks like those maps of gerrymandered voting districts. Where
Perfect for Texas. By the way.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I guess it works out, but it has that weird kind of like, oh, I'm using negative space because graphic design, but it doesn't really.
Passion,
Yeah, but it doesn't really look like a G necessarily anymore. It just kind of looks like a.
Well,
it's a G because you know it's supposed to be.
Is it different from the original in any way?
No,
not really.
The logo, not. I think the lines are cleaner.
Okay.
Is the main thing.
The problem is that the negative space in a G, unfortunately, just does not look like the state of Texas. So
really, no.
They're trying to fit that screw peg into a round hole. Like, I don't know. It's ugly, in my opinion, but it's also. Oh my God.
Greg, is it coming from your computer or your phone?
It's my phone or my computer, dude. I swear.
Okay,
go. So, my phone.
Yeah, Greg, you need to go to notification. You need to open your system preferences.
I am.
Go to notifications, and you should be able to go to messages, and from there, mute it.
I did. I fucking shut it off. All right, hold on a minute.
I don't know. Like, it's ugly.
It's all right. So yeah, is there anything else to say about the Houston Gamblers? Because I mean, it's pretty much just a
fucking awesome logo. That's what.
Yeah, no, like you said, I really enjoy that alternate logo. Like I don't think I've seen that one before in terms of just like all of these. It's like, yeah, have I seen a horse logo? Yeah. Have I seen the Houston Gamblers logo before? Yeah. But that's unique and good for them.
I like. The thing with the Gamblers is that I think it's an ugly logo, but it's also, I think, one of the more iconic pieces of USFL iconography. So, like, as much as I don't really like it aesthetically, if you're going to do a revival of this league, you kind of have to have it.
Yeah, and you have to get the helmet right. You have to get
I like it better on a helmet than I do as just a logo by itself. I'll be the first to admit that I think it works better on the helmet, but Zach had one of those moments where I went, "Oh shit, I never noticed it like that." But yeah, the Texas, or maybe it was Mike, the space in the G that's not right. It looks like a C with Texas cut out of it now. Sort of. So yeah, you kind of ruined the logo for me, Mike. So thanks for that.
I think the thing that makes it more of a G is the star. Like that gives it a little bit more into the hole, if you will.
Michael Walker, the Monty Python reference.
Bing, bing.
I got it squared away, guys. I forgot to save it last time I shut it off, so that's
not so good. So the Michigan Panthers. I was worried.
Guys, I can't accept it. Can't accept it.
You can't accept this.
No, I can't. It looks like the Charlotte Bobcats. How dare they?
They stole Tom O'Grady's intellectual property.
We have that. No,
uninspired.
They stole his brilliant idea to put a cat in a parallelogram and
cat in a rhombus. Can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I mean, it's got a lot going on.
I like it. I don't know.
I think it's kind of like what Greg just said with the Gamblers. This is one that when you put the cat logo on the helmet like it's supposed to, then we're gonna forget that this particular logo exists. But like it's the same large necked cat that they had on the first one.
Yeah. I think it's much cleaner look than the old one. It's
like there's a lot going. Like when I looked at this the first time, I was like, "Oh man, it's pretty busy." But then you look at the original, it's like they tidied that shit up. But we'll see.
The old one just screams 1983. I mean that was cutting edge, right on the the vanguard of logo design back then.
Yeah,
Was
I mean,
that
I won the helmet draft with that pick. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a unique color scheme too.
Yeah.
that, like it certainly stands out as something like you said that could only be part of the USFL revival. Like you couldn't just bring this back and call it the Detroit Leopards or whatever and make it the same thing. It would have to be the Michigan Panthers and it has to be in the USFL, and that's what it looks like.
Yep, it's Brady.
And that's a copy of the Bobcats logo on the US.
It's like the boring, shitty, petty Back to the Future about graphic design. Where
much less popular.
What do you think of this? What do you think of this secondary, this alternate logo? I'm kind of.
I think there is like one or two of alternate logos in this whole set that I think work, but I think they fell into the trap of being like every team must have one, and it's not bad. It's not bad, but I just think it clearly just exists because there was a mandate that every team needed to have an alternate logo.
An alternate logo that's a letter.
Yes,
for the most part.
It strikes me as we used to have an 80s logo. Let's see if we can do an alternate logo that looks like we used to have an 80s logo. That's what it reminds me of.
It reminds me of like one of those like an old sound system in cars where like it would show the volume up and down and stuff like that, where it looks like that, like a weird LED like display for audio.
I think it'll be a great shoulder patch, honestly.
I think it looks like
that's kind of the problem with these logos is that we haven't seen any uniforms, so we don't know how a lot of them are going to play. The Panthers, for example, had one of the most beloved and famous USFL helmets. So, assuming that this new incarnation mimics that design, that should be a pretty awesome helmet. But we haven't seen anything, so it is kind of hard to guesstimate how all of these are going to be used.
Yeah, I mean, we could despise some of these once they get on a uniform or a helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Also, this word marking for Panthers with these little notches, fuck that. I hate that.
Well, the font they use for the word mark is so early 2010s NFL.
It looks like the Falcons designer got a hold of it.
Falcons, Bengals, Texans, Seahawks, Cardinals. Look at all their word marks. It's this.
It's proprietary fonts, man. Everybody's got to have it.
Yeah, you know how I feel about that. It's fine if it looks good, but sometimes it's font for font's sake, and I can't stand that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who's next?
Up next, we got the New Jersey Generals, who look probably as close to the original as any one of the other ones. I mean, it's the
greatest team. This is the greatest team in the history of football.
Many people are saying this is the best logo. Many people, people.
All the experts say it's the greatest.
All the experts, it's a great logo.
I don't like that sorry, go ahead. I think
we ran the bit into the ground.
Yeah, we're done.
Why is the J lowercase? Because I assume the star is a dot on a lowercase J.
I think the J is just lowercase so they could work the star in. I think that's all it is.
I agree with Mike.
But that doesn't.
And here's the thing: I don't even think it's supposed to be lowercase. I just think that when you put the star on top of it, it looks lowercase.
Now,
that's shitty. It doesn't look good at all.
Right, it sucks. Yeah.
By the way, if your last, I totally missed it, but if you guys were referencing Trump there with your description,
yes.
So the last thing that Donald Trump had feelings or positive feelings about was anything involving Gold Star. Yeah, he was not exactly great to Gold Star family.
No, but he was buying or bought the New Jersey Generals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he
was actually the guy who convinced the USFL to go into the spring.
Right.
The fall.
He killed them. It was solely because he couldn't get, I think he wanted to buy
the Bills. He wanted to buy the Bills,
and they were like, fuck off. And I think he just, fuck them. I'm going to go to you know how he thinks. I'm going to go to the fall with my league, and I'm going to beat the NFL. Well, good. Then again, he pulled off a bigger fucking upset than that 20 years later. So who am I to say? But yeah, it was. he ruined the league. And for the people out there, I think he was the first. Was he the owner when they decided to start paying out all the money for like the free agents and stuff too? Or was
I think he was. I think, yeah.
He kind of threw off the whole financial balance of the league, and then he fucked the league by trying to get it to go to the fall.
He still has the $1 check that the courts awarded them.
He got $1.
$3. But did he only
$3.
get $1? It was $3 because they always triple the award in those kind of cases. But yeah, so for all you USFL fans out there, you want to blame one guy, and I'm sure there was more to it than just him, but he played a large role in all of that. And
there's go watch the ESPN 30 for 30.
Small potatoes. Or
you can also read the Jeff Pearlman book, Football for a Buck. Yeah, very good.
Yeah, the 30 for 30 was very good. I forgot all about. I forgot about the Generals. Yeah,
I think if they'd stayed in the spring, they could have maybe stayed viable. I don't know, because once they started getting into the bidding wars and all that, then you're going up against a league that just prints money on principle. Just like, we're going to print money because fuck you. That's why. That's the NFL. And I don't know if the USFL could have kept up with that, but if they had kept their financial plan, what was the guy's name that ran the Bandits? Babbitt, was that his name?
Mm-hmm.
He had the right idea. Let's keep it low cost and entertaining and et cetera, et cetera. And they kind of went away from his plan, and the whole thing just fell apart. But
by the way, guys,
it was not as popular as you guys want to think it was back when it was happening either. Sorry.
Unfortunate update: the Rams going all bone against the Cardinals all red. Bone and blood tonight on the field.
The deflowering taking place on Monday.
What do we think of the star thing with the Generals and the I forget what they call those.
This thing, the laurels and the stars, it looks like a one of those things you see on like an independent film that's getting like reviewed by lots of film festivals positively.
Right.
Oh yeah.
If you're going to do a dystopian future movie, that would be the logo of the government. Would that be that thing?
Which one of these goes on the helmet and which one goes on the shoulder?
This is the helmet.
Stars of the helmet.
Assuming they stay as close to the original team as possible, the stars would go on the helmet.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that those would be better on like the shoulder as like a military patch.
That's a good point, actually.
Yeah. You put the NJ on the helmet.
That's the original helmet there.
Right. Yeah.
It's not great. I mean,
put that on the shoulder and put the NJ on the helmet.
I would agree with that.
I just don't because like there's this weird. They've got the N is fine, but the J
stupid.
It's badly put together, and this sucks. I don't like this.
No,
this really isn't good either. This isn't good either. Almost none of it is good. These fonts don't match at all. It looks like the Generals font here. It looks like the font you see on a sign for like a grocery store that's doing a modern rebrand or something. And it's like the aggressive all caps and the laid back casual dining of Generals.
Here's the thing though, I like the laid back casual dining font. Like, I think it looks nice.
I do too, but it's I don't know. It looks nothing matches.
Yeah.
Well, right. I don't know. It's just my weird opinion on it, but it's an upgrade, I would say. This is horrible. All this old nonsense from the old Generals, but gross.
I don't remember them having the ring in the helmet. I thought they just had the 5 stars on there. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I'm sure I am. Breakers.
Yeah, man. I think the Breakers one looks awesome. I think they really did a hell of a job.
Now this is a new team or old team, but in a new city, right?
No. There was a new.
Was it Boston?
Boston and Portland.
Portland, right? Yeah.
They were in 3 cities, but they were the Breakers in all of them, and one of them was New Orleans.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
They actually have my favorite alternate logo. I like the NOLA that works the breaker wave into the O.
Yeah, very good.
Again, the Breakers are one of those teams like the Panthers where if you assume that they mimic the original team's helmet design, this is going to be a very good looking helmet.
Yeah, sorry, I almost choked to death on a tater tot. Ugh.
Well, it's funny because if you bring up the comparison, if you find the comparison of the old one and the new one, the logos, those are, I mean, that was what was on the original helmet, but the logo, the wave form is much different.
Yeah, much different.
So curious.
I can see. You know what I can almost see is that helmet that's gonna be a logo on the helmet. They're not gonna do the full wave thing across the front like they did.
I hope not. I don't know why so many people like the wave. I thought the wave kind of looked.
Oh, I love the wave. Yeah,
the wave's nice.
It's unique. It's cool.
Bad, but I think like a nice blue helmet with that, it's okay. I think a nice blue helmet with that logo on the side would look pretty sharp.
Yeah, I don't know. I think.
When does this thing start anyway?
April of 2022, they say.
Oh wow, okay.
And they're operating out of one city.
Yeah,
like all the teams have different city names, but the games themselves in the league will operate out of one host city for this upcoming season,
which will be
Alabama, Birmingham.
Is that true?
Yeah. They're negotiating with Birmingham. Yeah,
question on my part.
So I guess the business model is we're gonna wait until the league stabilizes before we start sending the teams out to their markets.
Yeah,
that's a good way to save a shitload of money. You know, I mean,
yeah, which when you consider, like, say the AAF, you know, they just simply ran out of money. That's not a bad idea to keep costs low until this thing picks up steam. If it does, and then if it does, then you start. You send them out, but yeah, that's a good idea. I don't know. I like the break. I've always liked the Breakers brand, and this looks on point. And this might be controversial because I know a lot of people love the old USFL, everything old USFL, but I kind of like the new waveform better than the old one.
Oh, absolutely. I agree completely. The logo is a huge upgrade.
It's
over
cleaner
the last
for
one.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
much
I mean,
cleaner.
there's a lot of weird twisting stuff there. So yeah.
Want to hear a wild piece of trivia about the Breakers?
Why not?
Not wild, but it's just something I remember from when they were around. Once a game, the fans would make submissions for play calls, and once a game, the Breakers would call a play that was designed by a fan.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that is so much fun.
You know what? That would be amazing today when every goddamn 12-year-old has access to an internet connection in Madden. Just drop the craziest bullshit. It's like, oh well. A 12-year-old Timmy from from New Orleans sent listen. All right.
So it's
I don't remember if they would
triple Statue of Liberty play action. All right, let's go.
Yeah. So yeah, fans would plays and they would pick one and run it every game.
That would get so trolled now. Like 4chan would get a hold of that, and they would just be like, "The play is that the quarterback runs into the end zone for a safety." It's just like, fuck you, we're not running that. It's like, we have to run it. The fans voted on it. Run the safety play.
Or the play is just, pull right.
Oh Jesus!
Or a designed butt fumble. It could be all sorts of cool stuff.
Yeah,
that Colts fake punt that was totally brain dead and single. But yeah, that'd be awesome. Let chaos reign. XFL should totally jump on that whenever they come back.
Is the XFL coming back this year?
In 2023.
Yeah, okay. Not this year.
The raw
COVID, man, they ruined everything.
But when the XFL does come back, it's going to be under the Rock's auspices. So how can it be bad?
Yeah,
I don't know.
They'll find a way. All right, let's head down to the Philadelphia Stars.
Okay,
this sucks.
This is the one where I think the old logo is far superior.
This is one that the old logo was outdated when it debuted, and so why would you continue to use the same thing?
Okay, I'm going to say that I actually like this alternate logo with the Liberty Bell.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I like the gradient vaporwave concept. It's just not pulled off well here because
it's stuck in 1975.
Nothing here is because you've just got like these layers, right? And they're not integrated in any way. I don't know. I so desperately want to like this logo, and I can't. It's just not put together well.
Show the old one, the old Stars logo.
The old one sucks too.
It's not good, but here's my thing. My argument.
It looks like a 1975 video rental store.
Right, exactly. But if you let's be honest about it, this league is all about nostalgia at this point. So if you're going to go that route, go that route. Don't try to
see the thing about it,
pick an 80s
Zach, is
logo and upgraded it to like 93. Big fucking deal.
the thing about it, Zach, is when you say it looks like a video rental store. I'm the guy who likes the Cleveland Guardians stupid Wing G logo because it looks like a 1950s gas station. So that's you might have just sold me on it.
I wish there was a little bit more consistency. Like I really like the Stars word mark here is actually kind of fun. I like that it's kind of like it looks kind of like the NASA kind of worm.
Yeah, it also kind of looks like the Star Wars logo.
Well, you can't type the word star. And I don't know.
You can not connect the S and the T and the R and the S. That's the same thing that's going on in the Star Wars.
Off, we need to. Tom Grady invented. O'Grady invented this. So we have to check with him first.
He actually redid the Star Wars logo. Yeah, the original Star Wars logo. Yeah.
God damn it!
But
I'm sure there's some logo Tom O'Grady's done.
Come on.
I wish
it's a hybrid between the Dallas Stars and Star Wars. Like that's all I see.
I wish the stroke was even. I like this one, like how thick it is compared to it's a little bit thinner on the star. The star is kind of a weird shape too.
Well, yeah, because like I said, like they're trying to do this vaporwave gradient thing, but instead of integrating it all together, it's just stacked, and so like there's nothing connecting these layers. It's like, just.
I think the whole thing, the Liberty Bell's got potential. The rest of it fucking sucks. If you're gonna suck hard and go with the old one. That's what I say.
Like, that's what Nancy Reagan would do.
Also, I just
find a way to tie it together, guys.
Also, I just realized that the old logo's font, not the new one, but the new logo's font. That's the Sega font.
Is it?
Oh yeah, it kind of. I mean,
yeah.
I like Gary's comment. That alternate logo looks like the Phillies tripping balls. Yeah, it kind of does. You know. I mean, look, it's a bell. The Liberty Bell design is you can only do so much with it. I think this logo is great. I think everything else is kind of like a holding pattern until they figure out if they're going to last any longer than
this was. We're bringing back the USFL. Let's just make the old logo.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's move on.
Yeah.
This Pittsburgh Maulers bad.
It looks like a cross between obviously it looks like what it looks like to me is the
I know exactly
2000s Oilers alternate logo.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sorry, I'm going
the oil man.
That's not their original color scheme, is it?
It is.
I thought they had more of a God, I could swear they had a maybe I'm remembering it wrong.
This
according to the article, the orange and purple was the original color scheme.
Oh, okay. It looks blue on my screen. I thought it was purple. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I think the old one doesn't look so much like the guy's about to beat someone to death with a sledgehammer. So there's that, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like he's like killing someone. I'm sorry.
Especially under the word Maulers,
and this guy's got proper form at least, and he's got a this guy appears like you motherfucker, like he's charging short. He just got home and he sees some guy coming out of the trailer.
The Keystone logo's good. I don't love the primary. Primary's kind of
Keystone's
great. What was it? The Hitmen, were they in the original XFL?
Yes.
Perfect logo for them right there. The Hitman right there. There you go. Like,
I'm with Zach. Keystone logo's good. Everything else is kind of bad.
I'm surprised they brought these guys back. I think they're only around for 1 year. The Maulers.
These ones might only be around for a year too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Right. I find them forgettable. I would just like to move on because it's just
let's move on.
Generic and
shit. I thought the old one was better than it is, but
it's time to rock and roll. Tampa Bay Bandits. I was. So initially, I mean, it's like one of the most iconic logos of the USFL, and I feel like they mostly got it right. I do like if you look at the old logo here, it almost looks like paint. You know, there's something weirdly charming about how shitty it is. This one feels like they cleaned it up just a bit too much, but it's still acceptable.
The word mark is very good.
I really like it. I've already said that, when jerseys and hats go on sale, I'll probably pick something up for them. I like it. I get where, you might say like, oh, they kind of cleaned it up a bit too much, but all in all, I thought they did a good job.
These comments are fucking killing me. We already have Nancy. Now we have Mahler coming to have his wife. I'm just envisioning the Pittsburgh Mahler like actually crawling out of his wife. Like he's not. And perhaps the logo is supposed to be Ronald Reagan. Jeez. Anyway.
But anyhow, I wanted to point out that speaking of the Tampa Bay Bandits, on the USFL website, I can buy a pair of USFL Tampa Bay Bandits joggers.
Hey,
for $55.
What?
Very nice.
Yes.
I want to see, if you look up an old picture of the Tampa Bay Bandits, they're basically the Ohio State Buckeyes with logos on their helmets.
Yeah.
The uniforms. I don't even know if I think they just bought old Ohio State uniforms because they are like dead on the money. There's not a difference that I could find.
That's fine. And that's fine. I feel like the TB, interlocking TB is pretty good. It does kind of like, it's a little generic, but it works just fine. It's simple. I don't know. It looks good. I think it'll look good on the helmet.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad.
So was the old Tampa Bay Bandits helmet, it had the whole thing on it, right? It had like
no, I just had the guy on the horse on it, I think, right? Or did it?
Well, let's find out. Tampa Bay.
Yeah, like we have this information superhighway we can get on here to. Yeah, so it was just the horse.
Yeah,
I thought. Yeah.
So there you go. So yeah, it'll probably just have a refined version of the new horse guy on it.
Go Buckeye Bandits.
And that is it.
That's your USFL.
Yep, there you have it.
All in all, I'd give it a
It's fine.
It's a solid C. For the most part, New Orleans is the best, I think.
Yeah, there you go. There's the shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want that
gears.
jersey.
Can't really get a whole lot right now. I guess you can get the logo on a couple shirts. That's about all you're going to get.
And jeggings.
You have an Apollos jersey, do you not?
I have both an Apollos jersey and a Tampa Bay Vipers jersey.
There you go.
Yeah.
Not as much as the guy in
the king of South Florida independent football.
Yeah. Well, no, what was wild was when I went to a Vipers game during the XFL 2.0's brief existence, there were two guys there decked out head to toe in XFL 1.0 Orlando Rage uniform, like gear,
nice.
And it's like, that's some dedication.
That's hardcore right there, for sure.
I really hope the XFL, when it does come back, still has the 2.0 teams in it, even if the logos are a little bit changed or whatever. I felt like it was a damn good starting point for a league,
I think they would have been okay if it, but COVID shut it down, and that's just tough to happen in your inaugural season. You can't, hard to survive that.
Yeah, it was
fun.
Yeah, it was. It's just a damn shame, But what else we got, guys? We got another half hour if there's any further thoughts.
I've got stuff to talk about the our favorite hockey team, the Arizona Coyotes of Glendale.
Yeah, we need to talk about them before we go. God. They've paid their bills supposedly, but
so basically Gary Bettman shook down the rest of the league to get $1.3 million.
Oh my Lord. Yeah, and somehow the Coyotes said that, or the city of Glendale said that the Coyotes were going to be locked out of the arena on December 20th if they didn't come current with $1.3 million in unpaid rent and taxes. There was like a $1.3 million tax lien put out against the team. The team claims that this was all due to an unfortunate human error, that the bills weren't paid.
It was human. Yeah, it was a human error. It was a human error insofar as for 17 months, a person decided we're not paying our taxes. Like, that's the human error.
Sounds
apparently,
about right.
because apparently they used that same excuse when they weren't paying the bills like a year ago.
Yeah.
I'm also going to probably say at this point it's a human error that they put a team there in the first place.
And what the hell is going through Batman's mind now, exploring this expansion bullshit? Absolutely,
they're not exploring anything. They're like, that's just not going to happen.
Are they even now with Seattle being in the league? Right?
They are even with Seattle. Yeah.
So if they do Quebec City, then they would have to do like Houston, assuming Arizona doesn't move there first.
Well, the problem with expansion is like, okay, so to get everything even, you would need to expand by 4 teams, one for each division. I'm not sure there are 4 markets to expand to, but let's just assume that you did, and you put teams in like Houston, Quebec City, Kansas City, San Diego, and then Portland or something. Like, sure. Okay, like, so now you've given yourself absolutely no escape valve for this Coyote situation.
No, like that's they're not going to expand. Like this league just physically can't expand anymore. No, like it's just not. It's not feasible.
Well. In addition to all of this idiocy, right? Is that okay? So the Coyotes almost got locked out of their arena over Christmas, which is such a WHA thing to have happen. And
I really wanted it to happen just to see.
Me too.
Oh yeah,
just to see what would happen.
No, yeah, like where would they have to go to Quebec City? Like they're the.
Well, here's the problem. They're gonna have to deal with this in a few months anyway.
Yes,
because like there's still some belief in the team and the league that they're going to be able to play in Glendale in the interim while they wait for their new arena in Tempe to be built.
Assuming which has not been approved yet, by the way.
No, I think if that was the case, they would need a shovel to be in the ground so that they could be like, fine, we have a more firm end date that your ass is going to be out of here within 3 years. But I don't believe that's going to happen. So what happens? Where can the Coyotes play next year? All the options are terrible options.
Well,
they either play in the Veterans Memorial Coliseum, which is 70 years old, and
that's the one that looks like a fairgrounds, right? We looked at that one before. Yeah. Okay.
They can't play at the Suns Arena because the Suns owner won't let them. And there's no. They'd have to put and again, it would be a hockey rink and a basketball arena situation again. And the minor league team in Tucson doesn't have enough locker rooms or luxury suites because it's
minor league hockey because that's so apparently. But
they play at the ASU arena, which has its own NCAA problems, or they play at this super rundown minor league hockey arena in Prescott Valley.
That's my vote right there.
The super rundown Prescott Valley arena.
You're the fucking Kmart franchise of the National Hockey League. Fucking lean into it, man.
But like you want like the roof leaking onto the ice during games. Like I want a stray dog gets into like the bench area.
I want this arena to make it look like the War Memorial from Slapshot looks like Nationwide Arena by comparison to this thing. That's how fucking bad I want it.
Well, the insane thing is that you've got the NHL's deputy commissioner, basically Gary Bettman's fluffer, out there going on about how, like, it's like, oh yeah, no, we'll relax arena restrictions to let the Coyotes play in a 5,000 seat arena for 5 years. Like, what?
What a goddamn embarrassment.
Well, here's the other thing. Gary says that he heard on the radio that it's the Sun Devils arena. The problem is there's NCAA rules that say professional teams can't use college locker rooms. So they would have to build the Coyotes and a home and away locker room specifically for them on top of an arena that's almost done already. So they can't do that.
So they'd have to build their own facilities with what money exactly?
Right.
Well, I think what would be hilarious is if they built some random shed like a couple miles away, like a bus trip away from the arena. And then all the players just get completely dressed and they do all their taping and pre-shit in there.
And then they all have to get to a bus.
Yeah, and then they all get bussed over to the rink. I'm
so basically, you just want no free agents to sign here for.
Well, right, that's another problem
here to begin
because
with.
This isn't a 1-year deal. Even if they put a shovel in the ground right now, the Coyotes will have to do that for minimum 3 years.
Well,
I've heard 4 or 5 for Tempe. Like it's like if Tempe gets approved, it's going to be 4 or 5 years.
And what, like, yes, the Coyotes are trying to be bad this season anyway. So I guess not signing free agents would be advantageous to them in the long run. But like, who in their right mind, like besides a guy that says, "Hell, it's an NHL job. I guess I'll take it." Like, nobody would sign up for this circus sideshow.
So one theory I heard is that the team is exploring playing at all of these smaller arenas, like because like from what I've heard, like these other arenas do have primary tenants, and so none of them can commit to a full NHL schedule anyway. So
which is even worse.
Yes. So essentially, the Coyotes are going to be like, oh, we're going to play like 10 games here or 10 games there.
Ultimately, what I think is the way that the NHL might end up playing this is you do a Oklahoma City Hornets situation where they play in, I don't know, Albuquerque for 3 years and then come back.
Well, that
sucks, but it's at least stable.
I don't think, no, I feel like but again, it's not stable because they're just going to go to whatever new city. They're going to suck there and they're going to get run out there too. So what you do is you simply find and cultivate a city. It's like you find a city. They have a hockey rink that meet NHL standards. And you go, oh, like we could stay here. It's in the middle of nowhere in some whatever city that has an airport. But it's like we can just stay here. We can just squat and kind of make this our hockey town, whether it's in like shit-ass Wyoming or some other just whatever place. If it's got an airport if it's got an airport and a hockey rink that's, up to snuff, just let the team go there and stay there if they can afford it. You don't need to waste people's money building shit.
You want to know where you go? You go to fucking Quebec.
Right.
No, we can't do that.
Just send the team to Quebec.
They're not going to do that.
No. If there's a place this team's going, it's Houston.
But where are they going to go in Houston? The Houston Rockets owner just like flat out said, "I don't want to buy them." Like,
there's a summit.
Well, no, they don't have to buy them. I thought that they kind of like fixed that hurdle. And that basically the Rockets would be okay with having the hockey team in its building again.
The Rockets would be okay with having them as a tenant, but so now you've got to find a billionaire buyer in Houston who's okay with paying rent to someone else.
It's the guy who owns the Coyotes right now. He has the money. I don't know why this is such a fucking problem for this team.
Does he have the money? Because they haven't paid their taxes twice now.
I trust me. I know who the guy is. He has like local ties here. And he has the money. The group has the money. And that's why it's like you're a professional goddamn hockey team with revenue streams and a billionaire owner. How, like, human error, quote unquote, aside, how do you not have like an automatic bill payment set up? Unless you're actively trying to not pay.
I mean, garbage in, garbage out, man. Like it's just like top down.
They keep saying they're committed to staying and all this bullshit.
They're not.
They shouldn't.
Why?
They shouldn't be.
We've
done this dance for far too long.
Just money laundering and fraud and just kind of keeping things above water just enough where people don't look too close.
At some point, there's going to be a great 30 for 30 on the Phoenix, Arizona Coyotes like situation.
30 for 30, they could be a fucking mini series, man.
Yes.
Guilford Goffrey is Gary Bettman.
I mean, guys, we went through the years of sitting through the city council meetings. We went through the years of Judge Redfield T-bomb. We went through. They're like, we've been through the ringer with
listen to what we're saying. This thing has been fucking fucking bonkers.
But let's.
for years.
Wasn't it the first year of the show we did the watch party with?
Yes.
God Almighty, it's been 10 fucking years. Enough already.
So
I mean,
you know,
really,
but
more than that.
let me. It's been 11 actually, but.
No, but I
live conservatively 11. But let me. But again, if I may make a pitch for my Danny DeVito has a better look for Gary Bettman. That'd be hilarious. Okay, so a pitch for my home country, my francophone friends, and the Belle Province, Quebec. Quebec City has an NHL caliber arena. They have ownership that actually has money, and they have a proven, dedicated, loyal fan base.
Oh yeah,
will show up and watch.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you no, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because the Avalanche already have their colors, and Quebec wearing anything else but the Nordiques colors.
That didn't stop the Jets.
If Quebec got a team back, the Avalanche would give them the Nord stuff back.
Yeah, and plus, I think it's a situation where the league owns it technically, which is why the Jets are able to do what they do.
But the point is that I know why it's not going to happen, because Gary Bettman and this gaggle of morons who run this sport, like this is only in the goddamn NHL. This is the greatest sport in the world run by the dumbest people in the world.
This is the centerfold of the Only in the Goddamn NHL book.
Yes.
It's just a giant picture of jobbing.com arena.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry, Gila River, whatever.
Yeah.
Gaia River Casino Arena. But like this league, all right, like for whatever reason, they're like, we don't want to go to these markets where we know we have fans because we want to bet on these other markets. Well, here's the thing. Some of the bets in the Sun Belt worked well. Others didn't. And it's time to tidy up the loose ends that didn't work out. All right? Gary Bettman can hang his hat on Nashville. He can hang his hat on Tampa.
I say the Tampa, Florida.
Dallas if he wants to. Like,
yeah.
But like Kang, you're good job, Gary. You did it. You did hockey in Florida and Texas. Mazel tov. But like, there's no shame in admitting, Phoenix just didn't work out because it's been 25 years.
Yeah, I mean,
25
this wasn't even
years.
Like we had a shorter leash on Atlanta than this, and like they've put good faith efforts in Arizona. They've really, really tried.
Honestly, they made Wayne Gretzky the coach.
It's just we've done this dance for far too long, and I don't know why. I don't know why we have to keep doing it, other than Gary's pride. And
that would be hilarious if Jim Balsillie swoops in and finally drags them to Hamilton as the final curtain call.
I maintain, had he not started selling season tickets like a dick, like in Hamilton, the Predators would have been in Hamilton.
Probably, but here's the thing. He selling season tickets in Hamilton outsold the Pred season tickets in Nashville.
Oh, well, I know, but that's why he shouldn't have done it, because you're too much attention. But seriously, like even all the arguments that we've done in Arizona, well, they put the arena in the wrong place. Okay, well, sometimes people fuck up and there's consequences. Like you don't just get to get to do this all over. We're not going to give you millions and billions of dollars to build a brand new damn arena and see if this one works. Like,
I mean, there are arenas in this league older than whatever the fuck the shopping mall arena is that they currently play in Glendale. That
teams with bigger and longer and more important histories in sports have moved than the Phoenix Coyotes.
Yeah,
simple as that. I don't like. This is not the team.
It's Gary. No, it's
attach the anchor to.
It's what you said, Zach. It's Gary Bettman's pride. Like Gary Bettman fought hell and high water to keep them from going to Hamilton. He fought hell and high water to keep them from going to Winnipeg when True North came calling. He fought hell and high water to keep them from going to Seattle, and now he's going to keep them where they are. Like every single financial analyst who's actually looked at the situation, who doesn't have ties to the league, has said the only thing that makes sense here is Gary Bettman's ego. Like that's the only explanation.
And here's the thing too, like Gary points out that hockey works there, but the team doesn't. And I think that's important because I do think that you could have a successful hockey team in Phoenix. That team can never be this franchise. There has been too much ill will built up.
Right.
Like, why in the world would anyone care about this team, even if they start getting good? Because even when they have been good, they've been good for an instant. That run to the Western Conference Final when they lost to the Kings, what was that followed up by? Nothing. Well, like the early years when they were making the playoffs.
Shane Doan got like minor like gold prospector's disease. I remember that.
That's right. And even in the early years when they had Keith Tkachuk and Jeremy Roenick and they were making the playoffs, where did that get them? It got them nowhere. There are hockey fans there. There is a hockey culture that's been built up partly due to like the youth movement that the Coyotes have tried like in the area. But in terms of being a successful hockey franchise, they will never be able to do it. It just doesn't matter.
Well, going back to what Zach said about like, oh, we built the arena in the wrong place. Well, who the fuck told you to build it in Glendale? It's not like someone...
that's on Glendale just as much as it is on the Coyotes. Glendale bent over backwards to like open themselves up to this. But they're saddled with the problem too. But the
problem here is, as you said, Zach, it's like there are consequences. It's been 25 years of millions and millions of dollars being flushed down the toilet. Are we going to build another arena in Tempe, which is supposedly the quote unquote right spot, and waste more money and time? Right. Because
that's my point. What if it doesn't work?
Exactly. Are we? And what's the benchmark? Do we have to wait 25 more years of them playing in Tempe, not drawing fans before we? Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. So they do not share anything with the Suns right now, right?
No.
So you've got an arena in Glendale.
Yeah.
All right, you've got it. You want to put another one in Tempe, and you've got the Suns arena, which is like
in Phoenix.
In downtown Phoenix. And not to mention
a lot of like, taxpayer, even if it's not fully taxpayer funded, still a lot of taxpayer money from different communities.
Not to mention all the stuff that's going on in Arizona State, whether it's the hockey arena they built or the renovations they've done to the football stadium, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like,
no,
there's no need to do this.
Gary, I see you mentioned Austin Matthews. When Austin Matthews bothers to show up for a fucking playoff game, I will concede that point.
Well, no, but like that is a credit to the Arizona Coyotes that Austin Matthews even exists. But that in itself is not a reason to keep the team around. Like, the team in theory has done its job in building hockey culture, but as a single entity of a sports league, it doesn't work.
Listen, I'm trying to think of a team that have we had a city before where I mean, we can't go back to like the 40s and 50s because it was just such a different animal then, but where the first team just fucked it and couldn't get it together, and then a new team came in and everything worked out just fine. And any of the sports,
I can think of a few cases, but it does go back the big one that stands out to me. And again, this is comparing eras, which probably not fair, but the original Ottawa Senators moved to St. Louis and became the St. Louis Eagles and failed after one season.
That's a 90-year difference.
And then the Blues came in and we're good.
Yeah,
that's you think of like but you can't even say like the Flames and the Thrashers because.
No,
I mean, well, Atlanta's lost both of their hockey teams to like smaller Canadian prairie cities.
Again, Atlanta did less to lose its team than the Coyotes have.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I
mean. Atlanta moved because of a just bad ownership situation.
At least the Thrashers paid their taxes.
I think the closest I could come to an analogy for this would be like the Seattle Pilots. Even though they only lasted 1 year, they were gone. It was a disaster, and they moved to Milwaukee. And then the Mariners came in, I think, 6-7 years later. Yeah. So, but that's as close as I can get, and that's not even really. It doesn't really even cover it. I mean, the guy, like I said, we've been talking about the Coyotes since the day we started this show, and here we are, still 10 years later, talking about the same bullshit.
Batman is going to die on this hill, but see, that's kind of why I'm fascinated by it because. Okay, we've talked about why they will not, under any circumstances, go to Quebec, but there is a situation whereby they might. Because, okay, so the Rockets owner isn't interested in buying. They only want an NHL team as a tenant. Nobody in Kansas City has shown any interest. And the situation in Arizona is fucked 9 ways from Sunday. And so there is potentially a situation if the owner of the team wants out, like there might be nowhere to go but Quebec City because Quebecer wants a team. They have the arena, and it might be a case where it's like, well, there's nobody in Houston who wants to step up. There's nobody in KC who wants to step up. So there might be a case where it's like, well, you don't have a choice, fuckboys.
Well, I have a solution. I have a solution I want to offer. That the Coyotes are formally and publicly sold to the mafia. And
that happened once, actually.
Jersey, wonderful.
Some sort of. I mean, not just generally the mob, I guess, but like to a specific blatantly mafia family.
I mean, where like the Lightning were owned by the Yakuza. This is something that can.
Yeah, this has happened before.
Yeah, there's precedent, but I mean, publicly. So, like, you know, if you know, we want to talk to the Arizona Coyotes ownership, it's like, well, you got to go talk to Big Tony over there, you know. And it's like some guy comes up and he's like, yeah, what the hell? Are you asking all these questions about what we're doing with our money? It's none of your fucking business. What we do over here, all right?
He's not at the press conference. He's not at the press conference. You have to go to the Italian restaurant where he's in the corner eating.
Yeah, when they
was hanging out with, what was the guy's name? The wrench guy from Florida?
Vinny the Wrench Viola.
Vinny the Wrench, yeah.
You know, Big Saul, just the whole gang.
And that's the thing is if you go there and you're successful, you can make a ton of money, and it's all off the books. But the thing is, so like people can be like, "What happened to Phil Kessel?" It's like, "Well, he underperformed that 1 year." It's like, "Well, has anyone seen him?
No.
Has anyone seen him lately?"
We don't talk about Phil.
Well, no, Mike, you know, Lou Lamoriello knows how to do that.
Oh, yes.
Where did Matthew Schneider and Joffrey Lupul go? I don't know.
Who knows? They just vanished into the ether.
The NHL should take a page out of NASCAR's book. NASCAR tried to have races in Chicago, okay, and no one went. So instead of going, we're going to keep pouring money into fucking Chicago, you know what they did? They moved the racing to where people would go. They moved it to Nashville, and people like all of a sudden they magically showed up. And I think that's the same thing with the Coyotes here. It's like nobody wants to go see you in Phoenix. Let's send you to where they want to see you.
Here's the thing. They actually, despite all this shit, they're getting decent attendance for being as bad as they are this season, which is kind of interesting.
That's why he won't give it up then, because of the attendance.
It's the Kachina effect.
Well, the Coyotes go so much further than just asses in the seats. Like it's the fact that we're talking about this rent shit and that they're always so bad, and
right.
They've just been horribly mismanaged from the instant they decided to move to Glendale was the death knell for this team.
That's put this in perspective, though. Arizona is 30 out of 32 in terms of attendance this year.
Right, but like with how bad they are and with all the nonsense going on with them the last several years, I'm surprised that they have over 10,000 people going.
Yes, they have broken 10,000, which is legitimately shocking.
Who's 31 and 32?
Ottawa, Buffalo.
All right, I can see that.
Buffalo.
That's a shame, man. Buffalo's a great hockey market. It's just,
Buffalo is a great hockey market, but look, the Sabres,
right behind it, that's the thing. Behind the Coyotes in terms of mismanagement of franchise is the Buffalo Sabres and the Ottawa Senators. So that just makes sense.
The fact that a Senators fan gave his kidney to Eugene Melnyk blows my mind, because probably the least deserving
fan. But I always thought that was just where you went to watch the Leafs and the Maple Leafs play when you had a chance.
No. I knew someone from university who was from Ottawa, and when we first got talking, I was like, "Oh, so you're a Sens fan?" And he laughed and said, "No, I'm a Canadiens fan." He's like, half the city's Habs fans, half the city's Leafs fans, and the Senators are just the excuse to see it happen.
Right. Yeah, they just want to go see a hockey game. It's like minor league baseball, sort of. It's like, we don't care who's playing. We just want to go watch.
Yeah,
kind of deal. Anyway, we're about up on 2 hours, boys. So you want to wrap it up here, and
needless to say, 6 months from now is going to be very interesting because that is when Glendale locks the doors.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm down with the shit arena in Prescott. Let's put them there. That'll be fun. Lean into it, man. Have some fun with it. Old time hockey. Eddie Shore, Joe or Toe Blake. Let's go.
And the thing to remember too, but when it comes to franchise movement, it took 6 months to get the Thrashers to Winnipeg. 6 months.
What did they walk?
No. I'm just in terms of a total process,
right?
Like the Thrashers were staying until the very last minute when all of a sudden they weren't. So
see, I know there was only probably like 15 of them, but the actual hardcore Thrasher fans, I feel bad for when that happened.
I feel bad for anybody that loses their team. Sure.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
yeah. Well, I don't know.
We'll see.
Oh, they've got the Falcons. They're fine.
Surely playoff bound Falcons. That's right.
Right. That I'm sure they all feel a lot better now, Mike. They're like going, oh yeah, we got the Falcons. Fuck.
We might have lost the Thrashers, but I have a feeling the Falcons are going to make quite a showing in the Super Bowl in a few years.
Somebody else is going, wait, don't we have an NBA team too?
Well, hey, there were 28 Thrashers fans, but there's only 13 left.
Oh well, that happened.
Does no one picked up on that? Huh?
Yeah, COVID's a bit.
28-13? No.
Oh, I get you now. Okay, yeah, very nice.
Yuck. Anyway,
on that note, we're going to call it a night, guys. Subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the Stitcher, the YouTubes, and wherever fine podcasting is sold. We also have a Twitter account at Basically Sports. You can check that out if you'd like, and we'll see you next week.
Later.
Latest.